move on to the 3-1 Rams coming off of an absolute beatdown against the Cardinals. 37-20 was the final score, taking on the 2-2 Seattle Seahawks on Sunday Night Football. The Seahawks are coming off of a win against the San Francisco 49ers. So, fellas, who you guys got winning this game?
Oh God, I don't feel comfortable saying this because I think this is going to be really close. I think really it could be a pick'em. In my eyes, I lean to the Rams just because of how bad that Seattle secondary is. Yes, I mean, if you were to look at the box score for the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers last week, and you didn't just look at the score, but you looked at all the stats, you would have thought the 49ers won that game. But plot twist, the Seattle Seahawks did, and they really got gifted by a couple of special teams blunders by Cannon for the San Francisco 49ers. I like the Rams in the spot. I wouldn't say it was like a come back down to earth moment for the Rams. I think it was just a slight letdown. I think McVay and Matthew Stafford, they're going to just find ways to dial up Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp kind of got isolated out by the Cardinals on Sunday. It was really a Van Jefferson game at that point. I think Van Jefferson's still going to be a part of this Rams offense. I would not be shocked if you saw a lot of work between Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel, just because not only is the pass defense bad for Seattle, the rush defense is just as bad. I think they're actually in the bottom of the league right now in rush defense. I expect a shootout. I like the over in this game. The over-under is 54. I think it's like the second or third highest total on the board right now. Rams, last I looked, were 2.5-point favorites on the road in Seattle. Give me the Rams to win outright and lay in the 2.5.
Yeah, Puma, I'm with you there. You know, Seattle's defense scares the crap out of me, and if I was going to be a better with them. I like to think that the Los Angeles Rams, this could have been, like you said, Puma, it could be a comeback down-to-earth moment, a little bit of a wake-up call. I don't see the Rams defense playing as badly as they did, giving up 37 points in this game. So I like them to bounce back here against the Seahawks. I think, the Seahawks win this past week was, like you said, statistically they were beat everywhere. I think that San Francisco losing their starting quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, might have affected them a bit in terms of what they were trying to do. So I'm gonna ride with you on this. Rams minus 2.5. I'll take them to win outright, laying the points. My little boy disagrees with me. He's all on the Seahawks bandwagon this week to cover to win this game, laying the 2 points, or getting the 2 points, I should say.
He wants to be Mr. Unlimited.
Hey, he's been screwing us over a few times. So who knows?
Side note before I pick this game, what's happening in San Fran with the quarterback situation? Because after the game, Jimmy Garoppolo is saying that he might be out for a couple weeks, and then you've got Kyle Shanahan coming in saying, "Oh yeah, there's a good chance he can play this week." Like, is Jimmy Garoppolo quitting on the 49ers in a weird way or no?
No, I think it might just be coach speak. I think Shanahan is just trying to get in McVay and the defensive staff for the Rams' head, being like, yeah, well, Garoppolo said like he could be out a couple of weeks, but I think he could actually be back in time for this game. I don't think they want them to just outright plan for the rookie. I think they're going to wait until probably the day prior when the final injury reports come out, prior to, obviously before the kickoff. Like, that's the final designation of whether or not you're active or inactive. But when final injury reports come out from the last practice of the week, I think we'll have a pretty good idea if he's going to be the starting quarterback. I think he's just keeping everything locked down tight.
Yeah.
That being said, like, real quick, it's a calf contusion is what I heard is his injury. So you got your quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, saying he's going to be out a few weeks with a contusion. Something doesn't seem right there.
Well, that's my point, right, Birch? Because I'm watching the post-game press conference, and he's walking to the podium, and I'm like, if there's something wrong with your calf/Achilles area, it's probably going to be like a ruptured Achilles, something really bad where you can't even walk on it. But it seems like you're just walking to the podium, and at the end it's a calf contusion. Like, you can't battle through that, and that's one of the things that I had in the back of my mind in regards to when Kyle Shanahan came out and said he might be able to play this week. But in regards to the Rams and Seahawks, to get back to that real quick, I mean, listen, it's going to come down to, can the Seahawks protect Russell Wilson? He's already, they've already given up 14 sacks so far in 11 games. Coupled out with the fact that Rams have already recorded 12 sacks in 4 games, I feel like it's going to be a really long day for Russell Wilson. And Puma, you hit it on the head. That Seattle defense is definitely one of the worst in the league. It might be the worst. Run defense allows 152 yards per game, which is 31st in the NFL, and then 295 yards in regards to passing per game. So, all in all, I expect Matt Stafford and the Rams offense to have a hell of a day. They're going to be able to air the ball out, move the ball, score points. But I want to get back to the Seattle thing real quick because it's shaping up to be one of those teams where the Patriots had in the 11s, 12s, 13s early on this decade where it was a lot of like Brady centric. And I'm getting this vibe from the Seahawks that it's a very Russell Wilson centric football team. Do you guys get that feeling? Could this potentially be another wasted year for Russell Wilson? And how will that affect that Russell Wilson-Pete Carroll relationship?
I mean, I think that relationship's kind of on life support at this point. I mean, if you're basically, you're at the Super Bowl, you're watching Tom Brady basically call a shot, go to Tampa Bay and win a Super Bowl in his first year with the new team. I think that opened up a lot of eyes for quarterbacks around the league. I mean, we saw it with Watson pre-legal issues. We saw that with A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay when he took an AC-130 gunship to the NFL draft the first round. I think this is already on life support. If this is a lost season, I think you're going to get a formal trade request from Russell Wilson's camp to the front office of the Seattle Seahawks at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything you guys say on this. It does seem that way. I mean, their running game hasn't been all that great. Chris Carson, he was pretty bad in that game against the 49ers. So you kind of need to have balance for this team, and if it's becoming like this thing where it's going to be Russell Wilson all the time, and they have bad defenses. I mean, we saw what happened to the Patriots teams when they had bad defenses when it was all Brady. I mean, they didn't go anywhere. I mean, they made the playoffs, obviously, but they didn't go anywhere with it. So, and like you said, Puma, I think you're going to see a formal trade request if things go south.
It just screams to me, man, like those 11, 12, 13 years where that team was bad, and I still don't understand how Brady dragged that shit roster in 11 to the Super Bowl. And I'm just getting that same vibe from Seattle where they're asking him to do so much, and the rest of the team is not pulling their weight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.